Morning. Morning, Harry. I'm just reading about Gloria. How's she getting on in London?
We haven't actually had a chance to speak as yet, but I'm sure she's enjoying it.
Rather her than me. From what I've heard, you can't walk down the street without getting mugged.
Every big city has its rough areas, Edna. Westminster isn't like that. Gloria's enjoying the very best of accommodation.
Oh, she'll be stuck with that snooty lot. Do you know, people like that, they don't talk to the neighbours.
She's not there for a social life. I'm sure her office staff are very good company.
Westminster address, fully staffed office. They do look after new MPs. I suppose she has a team of researchers to keep her up to date with the issues that they're discussing?
Yes, I expect so.
The whole machinery of democracy fascinates me. And how many people would she have working under her?
Look, I don't have time to answer all these questions. I have a press interview this morning.
I suppose I'll have to ask Gloria. She is coming home for Christmas, is she?
Oh, I doubt it. Politics is all about networking. She won't want to be bothered with us anymore. Rather like that daughter of yours who hasn't even got the decency to deliver my Christmas hamper.
The bathroom's free if you want it.
Oh, Ta, need a cuppa first. Can I get you one?
No, thanks. We had breakfast a while back. Shouldn't you be getting ready for work?
I don't think I can face going through village. Everybody will be gossiping about me.
So I guess that means you're going to be hanging around the house all day.
What have I done to upset her?
Well, that dressing gown don't leave much to the imagination, mate.
Oh, well. Sorry, I didn't think.
Hey, she's at an impressionable age. You know, all these rumours flying around. You need to take care.
Well, I thought I could relax here.
Yeah, of course you can, yeah. As long as you're careful.
Me and Bob are right behind you. Anyway, I'm sure all your real friends don't believe Louise.
I'm starting to wonder how many real friends I've got.
Unbeatable deals on double glazing. An estate agent with clients looking for desirable properties. Bill. And there's one for you. Do you want me to open it for you?
You don't have to open every letter for me, Ray. Christmas card from Bernice.
Louise, you're being really brave about this. I wish there was something I could do. I'm bound over, my hands are tied. I can't help feeling we'd both be better off in Italy.
Ray, we've talked about this. We are not letting him drive us out.
Everything all right, sir?
Yes, thank you. I've got that list of Steph's customers you asked me to get.
Oh, thanks.
There you are. Look, I know you're worried, but I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation as to why she hasn't delivered.
Well, if there isn't, these people are my friends, Rodney. They trust me. How am I going to feel if my daughter lets them down?
Well, whatever happens, no one's going to blame you.
Well, I would.
Huh? I don't see why.
Well, she's had a few problems in the past. I wouldn't want to feel that history was repeating itself.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about what you said yesterday. And I think you could put your mind at rest if you have a little chat with her.
I suppose so, but every time I try and tackle her on something like this, we just have another row.
Well, not if you handle it tactfully. I've got every faith in you.
Good morning, Mr. Pollard.
Morning, Jeff. I've had transcripts of my speeches to the Women's Institute and Young Farmers made up for you.
Thank you very much. I'll read them later. I've got a few questions for you right now.
Well, far away. I'm sure everyone's quite excited about my New Year initiative, eh? The challenges facing Hottenden District in 2003.
Naturally. But I'd like to ask you about your wife's maiden speech first.
Maiden speech?
Yes, she'll be making it tomorrow, didn't you know?
Oh, of course, yes, of course I knew.
Yeah, biggest local story for a long time. Can you give me a human reaction?
Well, of course, I'm very proud and looking forward to hearing it.
What will she be actually talking about?
Yeah, well, I'm not at liberty to divulge, I'm afraid.
Pity. Well, if you'll excuse me, I'll have to try and find someone who can tell me a bit more. I've got a deadline to meet.
What about my New Year initiative?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Morning, Viv. Can I have a coffee, please?
Gloria, it's me, Eric. I have left you several messages now. I do insist that you get back to me this time.
Always used to be my job when I was little, dressing the tree. Probably because my mum couldn't be bothered. But I loved it.
Me too. I used to have to get a chair to put the fairy on the top and I still couldn't reach. Always used to end up a bit wonky, like she was drunk.
I think you got a lot of guts just carrying on through all this. I'm not sure I could, especially if someone offered me the chance to live in Italy.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be driven out. And the pub should be the centre of village celebration, so I'm determined to make it look festive.
Morning, girls. Someone's left that for you.
Thanks.
Oh, so you got more decorations out. Save a cracker for me. Swedish blonde will do.
Dream on, Bob.
Oh, my God. Why can't he just leave me alone?
Oh, he must have got pretty close to have snapped these.
I don't know, Matt used a long lens, you know. No, it could have been anywhere.
Yeah, well, I don't want to hear about it or talk about it, OK?
I thought you were going to get my hamper delivered.
I'm on my way to see Stephanie now.
And all I'll get from her will be more excuses.
But she's had a lot of problems to deal with. You know, suppliers letting her down, and some of the goods were flood damaged.
I don't believe a word of it.
It's the truth, Edna. But as a gesture of goodwill, we've decided to reimburse your money so that you don't suffer any inconvenience. There we are. There's plenty of time to purchase alternatives.
They don't look very flood damaged to me.
What are you talking about?
I think you're going to have a bit of explaining to do, Mr. Turner.
You all right, Eric?
Why shouldn't I be?
Because you're missing Gloria.
Naturally. She does have a job to do, you know.
Of course. Yes. Oh, I saw her earlier.
In the village?
Oh, on the telly. The piece on the local news about her big speech. You must both be very excited.
I haven't had a chance to speak to her about it yet.
Well, you're both busy people. You'll be going to watch?
Yes, well, naturally. We just have to finalise a few arrangements. In actual fact, if you'll excuse me, I need to call her office right now. Can you put me through to Gloria Pollard, please?
Viv?
Just tell her it's Eric. And her husband. I can assure you she is married. Now, will you put me through to my wife?
Well, I think you should call the police again. They only tell me to put the photos in my stalking diary. There's really nothing else they can do.
But can you remember who was around when the photos must have been taken?
Well, I keep trying, but I just end up suspecting everybody, and that only makes it worse. I'm really better off trying to get on with my life. Back to the decorations.
I was just on my way round to see you. If Edna hadn't stopped me, none of this would have happened.
Don't you go blaming it onto Edna. It was you that thought I was going to do a runner with the money.
Of course I didn't.
And don't try and lie your way out of it either, because I know you too well. You actually believed I was going to rip off your friends and do a bunk. Why don't you trust me, Dad?
I want to, but you do have a record for this sort of thing.
I made a mistake and I learned a lesson. It's not easy putting your life back together, and it's even harder when your old dad thinks the worst of you.
I'm really sorry, Steph. I just want to make it up to you somehow.
We can start by letting me run my business my way.
Yes, of course. And with Christmas coming up, is there some sort of special present that you've set your heart on?
Oh, so you think you can buy me off now, do you? Ain't that got you into enough trouble?
You said that you'd made a mistake and you'd learned a lesson. Perhaps you'd give me a chance to do the same. I just hope that we could make a fresh start.
I suppose so.
So, everything all right?
Well, we'll see. But if you are serious about the matter of that Christmas present, I did see a rather nice bracelet in Harrogate.
I'll buy it for you.
However, it is over 400 quid. You might not be that sorry.
Well, it is just once a year.
Where's your dad and Tara?
They're busy with the wedding arrangements.
All right, they're coming up later.
No. They've decided not to come to the funeral.
You are?
It's awkward, what with them being abroad and that. Oh, come on, they can't cancel everything now. I think Dad just wants to forget about the village and everything what's happened here.
There's some things you just can't forget. Come on, let's go in.
Louise,
Hello, Terry.
we need to talk.
Yeah, I'm a bit busy right now. Terry, I just want to get on with my life.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you got the chance. I mean, I can't. I'm being treated like an outcast in my own village. I'm fed up of people whispering behind my back.
Well, I'm fed up with being frightened every time the phone rings, every time the postman calls.
Yeah, but the difference is that you can stop it. I mean, you can tell them that you made a mistake, that you know that it ain't me.
I'm sorry, but I can't.
Why not? I mean, are you trying to pay me back for something I said about that scumbag of a boyfriend of yours?
I can't say it because I don't know.
You mean you don't want to? I think you're enjoying putting me through this.
Terry, this conversation's getting us nowhere. Just leave me alone.
Hey, don't turn your back on me.
Don't touch me, Terry!
Terry, that's enough!
I just wanted to tell people that it's not me.
Yeah? Well, if you carry on like this, you're going to convince them just the opposite.
I've left your mum's room untouched, but I thought you two might like to go and have a look, see if there's anything you want to keep.
Thanks. I don't think we're up to going through them all yet.
Well, of course, when you're ready.
Seems dead quiet.
I think it were easier while we were away. You could almost tell yourself that everything was like it should be at home.
It's so strange without her. Where is she?
Oh, she's at rest at the church.
She should be here.
No.
This is where she belongs.
Look, we can talk to Ashley about it later. He's coming to discuss arrangements. He wants to be sure the funeral's you want.
I just want it all to be over. I wish I'd never come back.
But this is your home.
Is it? Dad wants us all to go and live with him and Tara abroad. I think it's probably best for everybody.
He obviously thought I was off to South America on the proceeds from the great Christmas hamper scam.
Well, I'm surprised you can laugh about it. You ought to be really mad at him.
Oh, well, I was, but I'm getting the best Christmas present in years out of him.
Oh, well, you deserve it. Plus, the Christmas hampers are still really churning out a very good profit.
Oh, here's to a successful partnership.
Yeah, cheers.
You reckon Terry took these?
I don't know. I just gone to the shop to get myself some tights. He was around, but so were a lot of other people, and it's not enough to start accusing him again.
Isn't it? Sounds like he was pretty aggressive with you outside. Maybe it's time I had another word with Mr. Woods.
Ray, you can't. Not after what happened with Mac. I don't want you ending up in prison.
That's the last thing I want, but it's just so hard to keep my temper when you're being hounded like this.
It's not easy for either of us.
I know, and you're dealing with it so well. I could learn from that. Louise, I'm really proud of you.
Oh, what on earth are you doing?
Hey, I'm fixing this already.
I thought I threw it out.
Ah, well, I rescued it. Waste not, want not. Only needs a few minor adjustments.
Oh, just bid it, Zach.
I can't win, can I? You're always on at me to do more jobs around the house.
Yeah, you never get round to 'em. Unless there's something else you'd rather not be doing more.
What you talking about?
Oh, yeah, you do. You ought to be going to visit your dad.
Now, why would I want to do that? I don't know him anything.
He is still your father. You thought the world of him once.
Ah, well, yeah, that were when I used to believe in all his lies. I know better now.
We make mistakes, we all do, even you, Zach. But he wants to see you. Maybe he wants to talk about it.
Talking won't change anything.
He's dying, Zach. I mean, this could be your last chance to make up.
Ah, everybody keeps telling me that.
Well, maybe it's time you started to listen.
I don't want the service to be an ordeal. I want it to help. It can be the start of the healing process. It's not just about grieving for her death. It's about celebrating her life. Remembering the things you loved about her. That's why I always prefer it if the family do the eulogy. Perhaps Sean would like to say a few words.
Sean's not coming. Him and Tara seem to have decided to make a new life abroad.
I see. Then perhaps you talk it through among yourselves, decide if any or all of you would like to say anything.
I was wondering if the coffin could be brought back here.
Ollie, I really don't want that.
You can sit with your mother at the church for as long as you want.
Like that.
Perhaps you'd feel more comfortable there too, Mark.
No. It's just that...
It's all right, Mark. You don't have to explain.
Oh, you decided it's beyond repair.
Oh, another day, maybe. I can't concentrate on it now. Keep thinking about me dad.
Oh, well, I reckon that's progress.
Even if I went, I wouldn't know what to say.
Well, what do you want to say?
Take too long to go into all that. And there's nothing anyone can do about it now. It'd only open all wounds.
Then why don't you just forgive him?
Not if I can.
He's an old man, Zach. Let him go in peace.
I certainly didn't live that way.
Well, he's made mistakes, and I guess he's had a long time to think about them lying in that place. I mean, maybe even regret a few. Remember how you felt before your operation, when you thought you were going to die? What was it that you wanted to hear? Well, I reckon you wanted to know that the folk you cared about still loved you.
That is the one thing I can't say to him. Because it's not true.
Well, just go and see him, Zach. And when the time comes, you'll know what to say.
Oh, I'll get the drinks.
Thanks. I just need to have a word with Eric. Hello again, Eric. Did you manage to get through to Gloria?
I don't think she wants to speak to me anymore.
I'm sure that's not true.
You wouldn't say that if you heard the way our secretary spoke to me.
Oh, I wouldn't read too much into that. Sometimes clerical staff get carried away with their own importance.
I know you're trying to be kind, Ashley. Still doesn't explain why she hasn't returned any of my calls.
She's obviously very busy at the moment.
Yeah. And maybe she doesn't need me anymore. My life's in Westminster now, and there's no place for me in it.
You shouldn't start jumping to conclusions till you've spoken to her, and with respect. You'll do that better if you don't start drinking too much.
Or maybe that's all that's left for me, eh?
Excuse me. Mark, I'm sorry if I seemed insensitive earlier. I didn't mean to pressure you to go with Ollie. It really is your decision.
Thanks. Kind of got a lot of those to make right now.
It's a difficult time.
I was actually really dreading coming back to the village. I've been thinking of moving away with Dad and Tara abroad.
Maybe it's too soon to make that decision.
I don't think so. You know, I've got to get my life sorted out.
I'm glad we cleared up our little misunderstanding this morning.
Flood damage, indeed.
All's well that ends well.
I'd rather have had the refund.
What, your luxury hamper not up to scratch?
Oh, it's just what I should have expected from Steph. Flashy on the surface with a load of tat hidden underneath.
Grandad, will you leave us alone for a while?
I'll make sure no one disturbs you.
Mum, I wish you was here. wish I'd never said those things I said. It's too late to take them back now.
I need another drink.
No, you don't. You need to pull yourself together. You and Gloria have been through difficult times before, sometimes publicly, but you've got through them.
Here. That's only because she thought it would help her get elected.
I don't think so. I know you're both better than that, and I know that in your own way, you're both devoted to each other.
And she's a strange way of showing it.
You're not exactly perfect yourself, Eric, but there's no reason for not fighting to save your marriage.
I hate to interrupt, but look who's here.
Oh, excellent timing.
I wonder if I might get another quote from you, Mr. Pollard.
The mayor won't be giving any more interviews today.
Nonsense. What do you want to know?
I heard you won't be attending your wife's maiden speech. My readers know all about your marriage problems. I thought it might be time for an official statement.
I'm afraid you've been misinformed. I'm leaving for London tonight. Gloria and I fought the election together, and we will be together when she takes the fight to Westminster.
I was worried about you.
Thanks.
Do you still want to be left on your own?
I don't know what I want to do. There's so many things I need to say to her. I thought it might be easier here.
And did it help?
I think so. It's good to say them out loud.
Shall I take you home now?
Yeah. It's so hard to think of it as home knowing that she's never going to be there again. Mark's not even going to try. What about you?
Oh, I haven't thought things through that far yet. I'm just taking one day at a time.
Me too. I wonder what she'd have wanted us to do.
Eric, are you... I thought you couldn't get through to Gloria.
I couldn't.
But you told Jeff Graham.
Yeah, well, all he wanted was a bit more scandal to feed his readers on. Well, he's had his pound of flesh out of me. I told him I'm going to London, and that's the truth. I booked a taxi to take me to the station.
What are you going to do?
Take your advice. Fight for my marriage.
Where are you going to stay?
I don't know. I don't care if I have to sleep on the platform at King's Cross. Somehow I'll get to Gloria. Make her listen to me.
Eric?
Yeah.
Best of luck.